workshop. It's a recording in progress. We're doing a workshop today, so everybody needs to have their phone available. Is that something everybody has? Want to make sure we're good, right? Nobody leaves home without this, right? Right. All right, we're going to do that in a minute. Cassie, Tiffany, you have anything you want to share?
I'm good. Let's get into it.
Let's just dive right in. All right, Tiffany, what are we doing today that we need our phones for?
All right, so we are going to talk about the value of our database. So we're going to do a database assessment. And let me just share my screen. And for those that see Jen, wrong screen. I love when it does that. So if you had to guess, how much do you think your database is worth? Just put it in the chat. Put in the chat, how much is your database worth?
Ah, look at Chris.
I know, Chris is so smart. It's all good. All right. A lot. I like Cassie's answer. Absolutely. So has anyone seen this before? This is the database assessment playbook. So I'm going to show you where to find it before we get started. If you go into your agent.kw.com, otherwise known as command, and you go to connect, you have Learning Home, My Learning, and Browse All. Or you have search connect. To browse all, and I'm not going to skip over this because there's so much information in here. There's all kinds of self-study. There's lead generation. There's market of the moments, everything that we learned at Mega Agent Camp. Right here, it says playbooks. You click on playbooks and look at all of these playbooks to run your business. We are focusing today on the database assessment playbook, which I already have open, and it's right here. So the first couple of pages of this, Jen, really talks about why is it important to have a database and what's the value of the database. And there's 4 sections.
I just want to ask the group, how many of you have seen this before, or you're already using this in your world? Just put in yes or no. If this is your first time seeing this and you're not using it, put no. If you have seen this and you are using it, put yes. I just want to get a kind of idea of where we are with everybody with this. Couple of yeses, a lot of no's. Okay, great. Can I just ask a couple of the yeses? If you can unmute yourself, what has been one thing in this database assessment that has helped you with your database currently? Any of the yeses, please unmute and tell us what you think of the assessment.
I think, so this is Shamai, formerly Rivera Hernandez out of Merrimack Valley. We started actually doing it. A couple of agents in our office decided we were going to like mastermind the whole thing. And so we, of course, started with database. And one of the things that was insightful to me is that there's a lot of potential money in my database that I don't always think about. And so being able to do some math and see if I was, working my database regularly, because I think I have a lot more people than I think I do.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you so much, Shamai, for chiming in and sharing that. Here's the thing. There is a reason why this database is the first one in the book. Do you know why? I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. One, it's the most valuable, important one in the book or in your business. And 2, it's underutilized the most in our businesses. We have, 35 people on the call, and the majority of you said, no, I haven't seen this or I'm not using it. Today, it's going to change that because we're all of us are going to start this playbook, because we know that if you watch sports of any kind, what do they have? And what do they need to be successful? 2 things. They need a coach and they need a playbook, or they need how to do it, right? They need a couple other things to go along with that, but those are the 2 most important things. This is what you're getting today, and what Tiffany's going to run us through for the next few minutes. Go ahead, Tiffany, back to you.
All right. And the reason why this is so important is because for every 100 people in your database, there's 6 opportunities for business, right? 2 of them are probably direct from your database, 2 are from family, and 2 are friends, coworkers, and people that you associate with. So knowing these numbers and the value is huge. And then to replace your database, what would that look like? So the 4 steps is you do the math, which we're going to focus on today. You slow the spend, you increase the quality of your touches, and then you inspect what you expect. So in doing the math, we want to determine the value of our database, determine your current total database conversion rate, and determine your total database financial opportunity. So our first step is, what is the total contacts in your database? And it could be in your CRM, in your phone. We're not just talking command. Whatever database you're using, it could be an Excel spreadsheet. How many people are in there?
Right. I want to make sure you heard that, guys, right? So this is something we want you to write down right now, whether it be in your phone, on a piece of paper, or on the tablet. How many total contacts do you have? If you don't have any, if you say, Jen, in the business comes to me, how many people are in your phone? Okay. I want to just know how many people you have in your world, whether it be in a CRM or in your phone or on a sheet. Pick a number right now, because that's what we're going to work through for this activity. What's the total people that are in your contacts?
So, and let's put in the chat, what are you finding in your contacts? How many people are there?
Let's take some time to, Sean knew right away, 828. I'll look at mine.
So Sean, that's 48 pieces of business. Just
Cassie,
right
look at that. Cassie's killing it with over 2,000 people. How many of those leads are going to your mom, Cassie?
Well, I was going to say at this point in my life, probably half of them are, KW agents and team members. But there are some leads in here that definitely need to be worked.
Well, here's the thing, Cassie, though, let's actually talk about that really quickly. Even if 50% of them are KW associates, how many of them would you say, hey, I need a referral in Rhode Island? They could say, it's Jen Bovey or whoever, like
exactly.
if it's Maine, it's Tiffany Hampton. Like, how many of those people are you able to really connect with, and they know you and you know them to where you want to pass referrals back and forth, right?
Definitely.
All right. So our next step is now take that number, and they gave us an example of it would cost $26 to replace that contact or that lead. And we'll just go with that number. It may vary based on your business for the sake of this exercise. So if you take however many people are in your database, multiply it by $26, what is that answer?
All right, I'm going to do mine. Let's see. So if you don't have the lead cost multiplier, like what you're spending on leads, you could either use 0 if you don't pay for any, right, Tiffany?
Right. But let's just say that we had to replace them. Let's say you had a database of 800 people and now you have to replace 800 people. Let's use the average of $26.
Okay.
So 800 times $26. So there's one person, 5,200, 43,000, 34,000, 11,000, now and 55,000. Now the question is, how many of you have that money in your bank account right now to replace your database? Yep, 45,292. So we're going to take it one step further. Now we're going to take that number and we're going to multiply it by 3 years. And the reason we multiply it by 3 years is if you were heavily marketing your database right now, or just communicating it in any way, and they know you're in real estate, it could potentially take 3 years for them to forget your name and that you're in real estate. So that's why they use that 3 year. So now Jen, it's $135,000 to replace Jen's database.
But what does that really tell us? Where is that money going? If it's not coming to us as the agent, it's going to a Zillow lead and somebody else is paying for it. people that are already in your own database, whatever you call it. That's why this piece is so important for us. And I know seeing these numbers, does it give you any ahas of what you're doing or not doing in your databases? We'd love to hear from you guys. What are any ahas just from that one quick activity we did?
Well, when I did it
what
with some agents, they were really apprehensive to even do it because they didn't know everyone in their database. So it kind of forced them to kind of really take a deep dive and be very cognizant of who's who, what's what, to really not lose track of how much money and opportunity they were missing out on because they were scared.
It's such a big thing, and that's almost like, I like to use the laundry effect, right? Where we have a pile of laundry and then we wait until it's this tall before we have to take any action on it. It's the same thing with our database. It's because we don't want to do it because it's uncomfortable at that point. When your laundry is this high, you end up having to do one of two things: spending a lot more time getting it situated or hiring somebody to do it for you. And here's the thing, you have that opportunity. You could
Or they were saying, I'll just find someone else. I don't want to call them. I'm scared.
I'm scared. I'm not going to call them. So you go buy new clothes, right? So you end
I'll
up
find someone
more
else.
money. You spend more money. When I talk about buying new clothes, you're going to buy leads instead of use the leads that you have right in your own database. Right. So here's the opportunity for you to really, really see the fruits of what's in your phone right now. Not only what's in your command. I would assume that everybody has more names here than they might have in their command. It could just be me, but I just looked at my phone and I had 1,742, I think it was, in here. And I believe in command, I only have about 800. So that was my aha. Am I cross-checking who I have, and why don't I have everybody here, there, and on a drip campaign or in a communication where I'm feeding it? That was my aha, Tiffany. Just wanted to share it.
Absolutely. And in the coming weeks, we're going to talk about how to really have the conversations and the touches so that we're building relationships and we're not spending the money. All right. Anything else you want to talk about around that, or do we want to go into content?
Anybody have any questions or ahas you want to share before we start sharing the social media graphics? Go ahead, Danielle.
Sorry, I lost my voice. Can you just explain the significance of the 3 years again? And then I don't want to steal your thunder, but you said I know there's all sorts of touch plans out there, like the 26, the 32, the 54. That's to be covered in like future weeks as far as like what is minimally acceptable at a very minimum, so that people don't, forget about you.
So it's
Absolutely.
36 touches. If you're looking for the MREA plan, it's 36 touches. And those are already set up in command for you. So it ranges from a phone call quarterly to text messages to emails to what else is there? What am I missing?
Face-to-face,
Text calls.
monthly
email.
market reports, birthdays, anniversaries.
So it has all of it set up right there for you, Danielle, and it depends on what group you're doing this with. So your database isn't going to be lumped into one whole group of where they get the same drip campaign. You want to make sure that your METs are different, your haven't METs are different. But that's all in command, and we do go over that. Typically, are we doing the second half hour without Brooke, or is that canceled for today? I would assume it's
Canceled for today.
Right. So Brooke's not feeling well. She's under the weather. So typically what we would do, Danielle, is the second half of this call, we dive into the next steps of everything. So next week, come back, because the second half of the call is where we get into really the nuts and bolts of everything.
And to your,
Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Would it still be applicable if we are not in command and using another database?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. This works in any CRM. It
works in an Excel spreadsheet. You can literally draw out your 36 touch in an Excel spreadsheet and just take action. To be completely honest with you, I love Excel spreadsheets. I would run my life with Excel. just because that's how my brain works. So everybody's brain works a little bit different. Everybody's business runs a different CRM. So it's not, you don't necessarily need to use Command. And yet, if you are using Command, everything's in there. And if you're not using Command, go into the Smart Plans libraries and just grab what you need and move them to wherever your CRM is. To your first question, so when you're communicating with your database in a 36 touch plan system, and they all know you're in real estate, your database has a 3-year lifespan, which means as long as you've communicated to the point that they know you're in real estate, and when they think of real estate, they think of you, it takes 3 years for them to lose that. If you stop communicating with them today, 3 years from now, that would go away. So that's why we multiply it by 3 years.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I'm going to share my screen again.
I will say that Cassie put in here 36 is recommended and some is better than none.
Absolutely.
I was just gonna jump in real quick too. In addition to that, you know, we're talking about all the different touches, like just start somewhere. Just pick the birthday. It's the easiest thing, right? Or pick if you are in Command, I think, what is it, the monthly market report? I know that's not what it's actually called, but it's essentially what it is. Like setting everybody up on that. It's like something that you can just set and forget, and it's easy to get started with, and it's a consistent touch, and then you can build on that. I'm throwing the DT monthly neighborhood nurture. Thank you so much, Mike McPherson. The DTD2 schedule in the chat. Most of you have probably heard about this before, but if you haven't, and you're overwhelmed about how to get started with setting your contacts up on something, this is a really simplified way to get started. You tag your contacts with whatever you can do by first name, last name, whatever you want to do. I go by last name. Tag all my A's as A, and then you can go through, and each week it's a different letter on the DTD2, and you can go through, update their contact info, make sure they're set up on a smart plan, and make sure you're just touching those people consistently.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's what I'm going to challenge you guys before we go to the content is we just did 2 pages in this database assessment. Everybody has access to it in the chat section. Cassie threw in the how to download it right here. I challenge everybody here to go through this section because it has so many amazing things just right in this playbook. It gives you every idea, every conversation you need to have, everything is how to continue on figuring out the math. It's right here in this playbook. So I'm going to challenge everybody to download that and read it and work through it this week. There it is again. Thank you, Cassie. Okay, why don't we put the social media content on the screen?
And when I do that, I put in the chat, if you're a paper person, like I'm a paper person, I put in the chat, if you wanted to buy the playbook, it's $20 and the link is in the chat to purchase it. So here we are, it's the end of October and Halloween, and in true Brooke fashion, let's see what she has added for us.
Tiffany, I could only assume that you are a Halloween queen and you dress up like something every year. What is it?
Well, 2 years ago, I dressed up in a 60s outfit. I was milking cookies.
I'm so surprised by that.
But I was milking cookies. I dressed up for a flower child. That's the extent. That's probably the last I've done in the last 10 years and probably in the next 10 years. Yep.
Not surprised by any means. Cassie, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I was going to say, Jen, maybe you were talking to the wrong team member.
Yeah, I was going to say, not
who's
me.
dressing up for Halloween. This past Friday, we got all the new babies together, and my husband Leo and I were Duck Duck Goose.
Oh, I love it.
Pictures will be posted soon. Don't all of you worry. And let's see, Saturday we were Nico and I were a honeybee. So he was honey, I was a bumblebee, and the dogs combined with Leo, we're gonna do a little football player, cheerleader, and football costume. So
Nice.
we like to dress up over here.
Yes.
Nice. Well,
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say, Jen, what's Evie being? What has she decided everyone's gonna be for Halloween this year?
for tomorrow night, because we have other costumes in the meantime, but for tomorrow night, she's going to be Belle, and she dictates who's who and everything. So She's going to be Belle. My husband is going to be the Beast. My dog is going to be Chip. And I get to be Mrs. Potts.
I love it.
I can't wait for the pictures. I can't wait. That's
It's
awesome.
gonna be great. All right, let's go back to that.
All
Content.
right, here we go. So Tuesday, October 31st, Halloween may come only once a year, but the candy stash lasts forever, or at least until tomorrow morning. Share your Halloween costumes and tag your fellow ghouls and goblins. Let the Halloween fun begin. And then here's the picture.
There's a whole bunch of other ones as well. If you scroll down, Tiffany, she gave us a couple of other graphics to use for Halloween that you could use yourself. I think it goes one more.
There we go. All right, so there are all of your pictures. And feel free to post more than one. People love Halloween and they love talking about what they're up to. And then we know since we're at the end of the month, let me go all the way back to the top. Let's not do it that way. If you go back to the calendar, it will take you to November. So it's time for this or that Thursday fall edition. Actually, let's go back even one. So Tuesday, November. This is actually Wednesday. We can tell Brooke was under the weather. So Wednesday, November 1st, welcome to the Language of Real Estate. In this series, we are going to review real estate words, define them, and answer any questions you have. So we're talking about walkthrough. This is a great opportunity to ask people what was their experiences in walkthroughs, right? Good and bad. I'm in Maine, we're a hunting state. Some of us are. You can only imagine what I may have found when I was walking through and opened a refrigerator during a walkthrough, right? Hunting season. So you can have some fun with this and have different stories. And then November 2nd, it's time for this or that Thursday fall edition. As the leaves fall and the air gets crisp, we're all about those cozy comfort foods. But which one truly hits the spot? Are you grilled cheese and tomato soup, or are you team chili? Comment with your choice and bonus points for the best place to get either food good dishes. Comfort food debate. So in the chat, what's your favorite? I've already done chili 3 times this year. I don't do tomato soup. I do grilled cheese. What do you guys got?
I know I'm usually torn on this on the this or that's, but I don't really care for it that much, but Nico is a huge chili person. Like if it is fall and we are out and chili is on the menu, we're ordering chili. Every Sunday that I don't make it during football season, there's always just this little snide comment about how he didn't get to have chili that day, but we do end up making chili probably about once a month on our house.
Yeah, I feel like chili's winning.
I say chili as well.
Big chili group here for sure today.
All right, make sure you don't leave. We have something to give away for our gifts. Before we do, we didn't get anybody chatting on what they're going to be for Halloween. So we need to see who's dressing up tomorrow. Any offices having some contest?
Nobody's dressing up.
No one's dressing up.
See, I'm not alone in this.
Maya's she's gonna be in her 50s outfit with a poodle skirt.
Love that.
It's always a good costume to go back to.
One person dressing up tomorrow?
Money heist. Danielle, tell me more about this. How do you dress up as a money heist?
My husband, I'd see if I can do the picture. My husband's absolutely obsessed with that from Netflix. And so they have like all of them are like the red outfit with like
Okay.
so we
I
have
know
that.
exactly what you're
He
talking
has a
about
money
now.
suit. So he's money and I'm the money heist. So
Love
yeah.
it.
That's so creative. I love that.
Scooby-Doo. Sean's gonna be Scooby-Doo. Love it. Every year, apparently, that's what he is. I could actually see that, Sean.
I appreciate consistency, Sean.
Yeah, I bought one of those like zip up like onesie costumes, and they're like pretty warm. And so like every year I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna wear that. That works. Take the kids out, zip it up out the door. There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
all
love dressing up for Halloween. I miss my kids being little and getting all into it. Now that my kids are older, it's kind of sad. I feel silly dressing up.
Oh, you could dress up with us, Christina. You know that. So
I was
we'll
gonna
be,
say, I will be in the office tomorrow and I have no idea which costume I'm wearing yet, but we will all be dressed up. Someone actually sent today like all of our pictures from the last couple of years in the office with our costumes. It's go out in public and wear a costume. Everyone,
so
everyone
Chris,
will
is
give
your
you a
whole
reason.
family's gonna be Paw Patrol. What are you gonna be? Chase?
No,
Right.
I'm gonna be Ryder. Lucas is gonna be Chase. Brooke's gonna be the farmer character. I don't know who that is. And then Tessa's gonna be Chicoletta.
Oh, nice. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a good mix of costumes for tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing some pictures and these posts go up. Let's pick a winner. We did
Yeah,
do-
so
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, you go first, Jen.
I was just going to say you have to be here to win. And Cassie, what is our prize going to be?
So in playbook spirit, we are going to give away an MRE playbook today. So you will get the printed copy. And like we had mentioned, all of these are also on your Connect through Command M's agent.kw.com through Command. So today's winner is, let me see, Shalmai.
Yeah,
I
Shamai.
always butcher your first name.
You're fine. Wow,
I was gonna say
cool.
Hernandez, your new last name Hernandez. So
Yes.
you are winning our MREA playbook today. So I'll
Thank
connect
you.
with you and get that over to you. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
I know you already have one, so gift
I'm
that
gonna
to
give it
somebody.
away to someone who might, yes, that was my, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for being on this lovely Monday. Happy Halloween tomorrow. Stay safe and we'll see you next week. Invite your friends. We need to get more people on this call. Invite your friends, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.